Very happy to have you back on TWM, Zach. Last time it was Ashley, but now it's me, Stephanie French Nigma. I'm very happy to talk to you for the first time. And we you have a lot on your plate for the moment, so we have a lot to talk about. Excuse my French, sometimes, but that's okay. Um, let's talk about X Division Championship because it was your first X Division title win. Came up, it ended pretty quickly, but what did the title mean to you? That title
I mean,
and
it
the
means,
chance to be the X Division champion.
yeah, I mean, it means a lot because if you look at my style of wrestling, it is very much X Division Championship style wrestling. I feel like the X Division is the division in professional wrestling, and I feel like the X Division style has completely influenced professional wrestling in a whole. If you look at like the styles on other matches now, they're very much X Division type matches. So it definitely meant a lot to me, especially like I said before, look at all the legends that have held the title, but not even just that. Like my brother Trey, he's held that title,
Excellent champion.
and yeah, and he was a great champion. So it just meant a lot to me. And yeah, it may have been a short reign, but that's okay because I made history. At the end of the day, people aren't going to look at that reign and go, "Oh, that was short." They're going to look at that reign and say, "Oh, he made history by being the first X Division champion to be featured on WWE television." So it means a lot to me.
True, absolutely true. And that was huge. It was huge to be mostly when you know what this title mean and the people who wore that belt
Mm.
before and who have become so great champions. So um it seems like you and Speedball, Mike Bailey had a lot of matches of things. You have had a lot to deal with each other.
Yeah,
Um, what would you say about that? Is it the kind of opponent that you like? Is it like is a good, I would say, a good talent to work with? Um, tell me
yeah.
more, tell me more about that.
Speedball's one of my favorite opponents. We've had countless numbers of matches since I've been back to TNA and even on the indies as well. But I welcome it every single time because I feel like Speedball is definitely one of the best in the world. He's the X Division champion right now. He beat me. And I feel like I'm one of the best in the world right now. And for some reason, when we get in the ring together, it's magic, or we're one of those that like, how the crowd says, fight forever. Well, that's how I feel every time I wrestle him. I would absolutely love to continue to wrestle Speedball. And yeah, he's a good dude and I like wrestling him.
Yeah, I mean, they may say fight forever, and in the end of the day, your back say, no, no, stop, no,
Yeah.
not forever,
Yes, please, please. No.
please. um, do you feel like on this road to Bound for Glory, and we know that you have a match on Thursday on Impact on TNA Plus with ABC against Speedball, Kushida, and Leon Slater. Do you feel like it will be on your road to Bound for Glory? And can we expect a rematch at Bound for Glory?
We will see what is going to happen in the long run with things. I definitely do want my rematch. When and where, I don't know. I don't control those things, but I definitely think this match on Thursday is just a good little teaser of what else Speedball and I have in the tank. Yes, it's a 6-man tag, but I definitely want to go one on one with him in that match. And it's just another match. I lost the title to Speedball, so I just need to pick up that momentum more. And if I get a victory out of this one, that gives me more confidence and that gets me ready.
I wanted to ask you something about the Rascals because I knew the Rascals, the first Rascals, and I had these 2 years. I had to stop for many reasons. Now there's new Rascals. Uh, do you think that this new way of working, you and Trey mostly, um, those rascals of the past, if I can say it like that, are different than the one you are now?
Yeah. So I mean, yes and no. Uh, yes, obviously, Dez or Wes was it was mainly us as the tag team back in the day, but Trey and I, a lot of people don't know, Trey and I also teamed back in the day. There's a couple matches that you can watch on TNA Plus where Trey and I are the tag team, and we've always just that's what I always loved about the Rascals is we could always be intertwined with each other and still feel like it's the same team. You're not getting anything different. You're getting high flying, exciting stuff and putting on a show every single time. So while it is to most people a newer version with me and just Trey, it's the same rascals.
Oh yeah, and you make me transition into Wes, because he was a Rascals. He's not a Rascals anymore. Uh, you had a pretty busy weekend. The same weekend you were winning the exhibition title. You were against West, and we know that in Chicago very soon you will face once again West in NXT. Um, what does it mean for you to be a TNA guy in a WWE show and to work with your former friends, if I
Yeah.
can say it like that?
Yeah. No, I mean, it means a lot. Like I said earlier when I was talking about the X Division title, we are literally making history in front of your eyes right now. This partnerships like this are unprecedented, and I got to go into a WWE PLE as X Division champion and show that title and hold that title. And, yes, he's my former best friend. And yes, he's being a piece of crap right now, but it still means a lot to me. I still have love for him. I always will. He just needs a little attitude adjustment right now. um,
Attitude adjustment, yeah, if you want.
yeah, yeah. But it just means a whole lot to me because, when I first got into this business, I never thought that I would be at the level that I'm at right now. Just because it's unheard of. I'm a little kid or I was a kid from a small town in Ohio. Like I'm not supposed to be doing all of this stuff. I'm not supposed to, but I'm doing it. I'm following the dream, and it's wild. I love it. I love the ride that I'm on right now, and to be able to do it with my brothers or former brother is just it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's very, you may find it unusual, but I like this question, and I want to ask it. Do you enjoy being Zachary Wentz in NXT instead of Nash Carter?
So I mean, there's pros and cons of both. But I do absolutely like being Zachary Wentz in NXT right now because, Zachary Wentz is the name that I built. It wasn't a new name. Yes, I did pick the other name, but it just my whole legacy in professional wrestling has been under Zachary Wentz. So now it's cool to be able to showcase something that I built.
And everything that you have done so far with the indies, and I think with Revolver,
Mm-hmm.
I know everything Sammy Callihan did for you and has done for you so far, and it means a lot to you to be Zachary Wentz. And you're like we say running two airs at once. I don't know if it's in French, but I don't know if you say the same. You at the same time in NXT, uh, um, trying to working with Wes, and at the same time, the X Division Championship, but also we're supposed to have a tag team match, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it too complicated to run these two things at the same time?
No, not really. Like I just feel like I'm at a certain level in my career right now where I can handle both things, and I have the focus and the drive necessary to be able to do this. And so, yeah, while sometimes I may be a little extra beat up or a little extra worn out, I love it. I love what I'm doing. And I just I want to keep doing this. It's history. I'm literally, like, I know I keep saying it, but I'm making history right now. And no matter how exhausted I am, I love it.
It's just great time.
Yeah.
After all, um, you came back to TN. No, you when you came back, it was still Impact Wrestling, but now you're a TNA guy. And is it a big difference to be a TNA guy instead of an Impact Wrestling guy? Did you have you felt that change?
Yes, yes and no, because no matter what, the name change doesn't change the people there, the product that we put out, everything.
Family, family.
Yeah, when I was at Impact from 2018 to 2020, it still, and I came back for TNA, it still has that same feeling. But at the same time, it is really, really cool because, as a kid, you watch TNA, played the TNA video game, just that brand and that name itself and what it's all associated with is an honor to be a part of it. That's why I wear the shirt proud.
I have two more questions. The first is, what are the goals now in TNA? What do you want? Do you want more matches, more titles, World Championship, most second X Division Championship? What are the dream goals?
Right now, my focus is on the X Division Championship. Um, and also, I would love to down the road get the TNA tag team titles because when we had the titles, they were the Impact tag team championships. So I'd like to have the TNA tag team championships at some point. And for me, I want to be a top guy. I want to be a main eventer. I want to be one that everyone's talking about. I feel like I'm hitting such a stride in my career that people in the office and all that are starting to realize, okay, this kid can go. He's not just a high flyer. He's got everything. And that's what I want. You don't get into this business to not have everything.
Oh, that's everything that any wrestler would want to have it all.
Well,
Have it all. The last question, it's a bit more personal, but I want to ask it to you because uh, everyone in his life, and I've gone through that. We have our ups, we have our downs, and you have had better times and sometimes more difficult. What kind of advice would you give to anyone who is in doubt or thinks that, yeah, maybe I won't make it or something like that because
yeah,
I know I have my last 2 years have been totally crazy, and I'm just so happy to be back in the wrestling business interviewing. Um, what which advice would you give to anyone who is now asking himself what am I doing and where am I going?
yeah. It's just, I mean, it's not as easy as this, but you just got to keep your head up and you have to keep reassuring yourself that, like, you are a good human being. You can do this. You can make it. Yeah, times are tough, with me. times were really tough, and I was at a place where I thought I'd never be in professional wrestling again. But you just got to know your heart. If you know in your heart that you're doing the right thing, it'll show through, and you just have to have like your head on straight too. Is like, I'm a firm believer in speaking things into existence. So like every day I would look myself in the mirror and I would rattle off my goals. I'd rattle off these things and I'd give myself compliments. You're awesome. You got this. Just stuff like that. Not exactly those words, but you know what I mean.
No,
And
I know what you want to say. I mean, what
yeah,
you understand.
yeah. And
Can do it. Can do it. You
yes. And
self-motivation, I would say.
yeah, my fiance, she was a big part of it. She was a big part of it as well. You have to surround yourself with a good support group who maybe those days that you're not feeling like you can make it, they'll pick you up and they give you the reassurance, And there was a quote that she said, tomorrow's promises take away from today's joy. I mean, tomorrow's worries take away from today's joys. So if you're worrying about what's happening in the future or whatever, those you can't control those things, and it's going to take away from your peace and your happiness that you have right now. So you just got to take it one day at a time
And
and
you
keep
seem to
fighting.
really enjoy that person that you're watching in the mirror every day, as I see. I prefer to see you like that. So it's very, very good. I remember an old interview that was not very excellent, but now we know that I was very happy to have you back and to know that you're great and you're great. And thank you for your time. And good luck for the match on Thursday. Good luck for the match on NXT and wish you the best and see you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
you.